Assalamualaikum. I will explain about the definition of Islamic production. Production in Islamic economy means activity that process a raw material to finishes goods. We use Al-Quran as a concept of a production goods in more general sense, so that relationship between the production goods and human needs are equal. For example, good needed produce must meet with the human needs so that there is no waste. Next, the purpose of production in Islamic. Islamic perspective are not stressing about the gain profit, but the main purpose is a balancing benefit for individual and society. So, production activities must be halal. In another word, the way to do it will not harm the people's life further.
Next, I would like to talk about the production factors in conventional and Islamic perspective. First, the theory of production. In conventional economic perspective, it is intended to provide understanding of companies' behavior in buying, which using inputs for production and selling output. While Islamic economic perspective emphasize benefits of good produce. Producing good must have relationship with needs of human, and it is not oriented to gain profit but beneficial to society in balanced manner.
Now I will explain the comparison function of production between the conventional economy and Islamic economy. For conventional economy, the production function can be described as a relationship between output and input that can be produced in a time, then it will be used by the consumers. The production in conventional term was limited as a process to make and create something such as product that had placed profit over everything. While for Islamic economy, the function of production must not only rest on the condition of market demand, but also based on the consideration of benefit. It must contain fairness and benefit either for the producers or consumers. Next is the comparison about the factors of production. The first factor of production is land or nature. For conventional economy, the producers will work on the natural resources for the current benefit and do not think about the effect and the consequences after overly use the natural resources. For example, many years we have been aware with many extreme illegal logging activities. Now we can see the effects of these activities such as kepala air phenomenon, landslides and floods. For Islamic economy, Islam views the resources as a resource that can be used or belong to the present and future generations. The current generation cannot and has no right to misuse the resources, and that will causing danger to the future generations.
Next, the factors of production in terms of HR or labor. In the conventional economic perspective, human labor is seen from the aspect of skills that are more non-physical labor. A person engaged in a non-physical labor does not utilize their hands or their physical power, rather their profession requires them to use their minds. In the view of Islam, human as a factors of production must be seen in the context of human function as the Khalifah of Allah on earth. Ibn Khaldun states that Khalifah's responsibility is to uphold Islam and rule the world under Sharia law for the benefit of this world and the hereafter. Last but not least, the factors of production in terms of capital. In the conventional economic perspective, capital ownership is obtained by giving interest and capital, which is considered as riba. Riba is money that is paid over time at a specific rate of rise for the usage of borrowed funds. Meanwhile, in Islamic economic perspective, capital ownership is obtained by the methods permitted by Sharia, such as sale and purchase agreement, wasiat, and inheritance. Islam strictly forbids lending capital with interest. Lending capital with interest takes advantage of the poor and contributes to an increase in poverty. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and hello. I'll be explaining about behavior. Moving on to behaviors of the producer in Islamic economics, rationality is a behavior they possess. It is based on the understanding of the objective to attain falah in the life and hereafter. This results in prohibited goods not being produced, less production of luxury products, and more allocation on necessities. Rationality is self-interest in making choices. In the Islamic perspective, one's self-interest is influenced by the Sharia, hand in hand with altruism. They also follow the ethics and morals as explained in the Quran and Sunnah. Hierarchy in production. Furthermore, in the Islamic perspective, producers must follow the Tawidic paradigm, where revelation should guide their rational choices. The revelation acts as the primary source of knowledge in determining priorities in production. How so? First of all, the objective produced and how it is produced must be permissible by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The production output must be good and the production technique must be lawful, as said in the Quran, chapter 2, verse 168. People eat what is good and lawful from earth and do not follow Satan's footsteps, as he is your sworn enemy. Profit maximization in conventional economics is one of the motives behind consumer behavior. In the Islamic view, our goal is to attain the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's how we, as human beings, could prosper in life and hereafter. This does not mean that profit maximization is not our goal. The profit gain should be treated as a means to serve the goal of human creation. It should not cause a producer to deviate from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, Islamic values must always be incorporated in the production of goods. Cost of production. In the Islamic view, a lot needed to be taken into account regarding cost. The evaluation of economic costs includes internalizing social costs associated with the type of goods. The evaluation of opportunity costs when producing goods should take into account the nature of goods relative to other alternative goods. Production outcomes. The profit functions for firms with a goal for profit maximization are different for both Islamic and conventional frameworks. Based on the figure, we can see that even if the firm's production is the same in Islamic and conventional, the output produced by the Islamic framework is higher and it has a lower price in the long run. More firms will be motivated to enter the industry and produce necessity goods due to lower economic costs. Conclusion. What me and my group mates explain only touch the surface of this topic. There is more to learn and discover. What we can conclude is the production is not only a means to achieve material satisfaction, but also to attain falah. Producers in Islamic economy should always be incorporate Islamic values and concepts in their business and daily life. That is all from us. Thank you.